I say.
All right, welcome everybody. This is Vishan Borish from Team Tough, and we're here on Monday with our Down and Dirty at 1:30 Central Time. Sorry for the delay, had a little technical difficulties here. I'm actually recording today from my karate dojo. You can see a little bit behind me, and maybe towards the end of this call, I'll give you a little bit of a tour. But right now, we're gonna get started because today we have a really cool topic that we put together for you, and that's ninja tips to drive more traffic to your blog. So we're going to go through today some specific areas on how to do that. The first is the key to the perfect headline, and the second is a secret tool to find topics that rock. And then another one is one simple writing technique that absolutely guarantees more engagement in your blog post. And then finally, a simple, quick method to syndicate your blog. So I hope you're with me. I hope you're taking some notes because this could really take you to the next level. Now, some of you may not even have a blog yet. If you're on my team, I know you do, but for those of you that are brand new and you're watching this for the first time, you may not have a blog and you're wondering, why should I even do that? Just briefly, what I want to iterate here is the purpose of a blog is to drive more traffic to your business. If you don't have a blog, what's happening is your website is becoming a static website in which it's not getting picked up by Google, it's not getting picked up by search engines, and that makes it really difficult for you to get more traffic to your blog. But when you are to your website, when you have a blog, what happens with that is it actually allows you the capability to attract more traffic. And the reason for that is Google and all the other search engines out there, Google's not the only one, in case you're wondering, Chrome and things like that, or some of the others. Google specifically is looking for content that's being updated on a regular basis. And by regular, that's at minimum once per week. And for those of you that really want to drive traffic to your website, I recommend updating a blog post every single day. Now, that may seem like a daunting task, but I actually have a really cool tool that I've been using that allows you to blog and even comes up with great topic ideas for you on any business that you're in so that you can quickly get a blog post out in less than an hour every day. And I actually recently completed a 21-day blogging challenge. And for those of you that are on my team, I hope you participated along. The 21-day blogging challenge is a tremendous way to get in the habit of blogging daily, and it's also a great way to drive more traffic to your business. And I can tell you that I've had a lot of success with that 21-day challenge. I've gotten a lot of comments that I'd never had before as far as more engagement on my blog post, and I've also gotten some sales of my products because of it. So hopefully that gives you a little idea as to why it's important to blog. So let's dig in now to some of the topics that we talked about here. So the first thing I want to share with you today are the very first key to having a good blog post is the headline. That headline is so important. And if you don't have a good headline, it doesn't attract people and they're not going to click on it and read it. You have to keep in mind that people online have very short attention spans. They only will, on average, look at something for 8 seconds or less. But if it has a really catchy headline, they may stay on your page a lot longer. It's been proven they will because it's interesting to them and they want to know, what's next and what the post is all about. So with that said, I'm going to flip my screen around because I'm actually going to type these up so that you can easily take notes. And then I'm going to kind of flip around and show you some things on the screen. So bear with me as I flip things around. All right. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, hopefully you can still hear me and everything is going well. What I want to talk about now is the top 7 headline tips. So the very first one, and go ahead and take some notes here, and that is if you want to get a good headline, use a number and negative words. I know you're saying, what? I'm a positive person. I don't want to use negative words, but numbers and negative words attract, or increase, I should say, increase clicks. So if you want people to click on your blog post and click, like when you're posting it on Facebook and things like that, if you want them to click on your headline for your blog post, try to use a number and negative words in your headline. Now you're probably wondering, why negative words? People, for whatever reason, are more attracted to something negative than something positive. And so what I recommend is, in your blog post itself, it can be about something very positive, but you might change or play a trick on the headline so that you hit it off from a negative concept first. And then once you start your blog post, you say, yeah, a lot of people think that way about this topic, but in reality, it's this. So basically, you're turning the tables on them to not being, I don't want you to be deceitful in how you title your blog, but you do want to attract attention to it. And by turning that negative headline into a positive in the actual body of your body copy, you're going to drive more traffic. So an example of that. So you might say, why you should never join an online business. And you might even use a number. So you might say 7 reasons why you should never join an online business. And then in your blog post, you might go through and actually list, 7 reasons that if it, basically how to pick out an online opportunity that's good. So you would go through with each of the 7 items and list something good. And so now they see that really, if they don't have those 7 good points in the opportunity, then they should never join an online business. Hopefully that kind of makes sense, but I'm just trying to give you an example so you understand how you could give something a really good headline by using numbers and negative words. Okay, so the next one, and this is important, you want to keep your title, your headline, under 65 characters. So keep headline under 65 characters. Why that number? Well, it's been proven that a lot of clients, social media clients, as well as email clients, they will cut off the headline after 65 characters. It's just, that's their maximum limitation. So you want to make sure that you keep your headline short and not going over that. The other thing is your headline should match the content. Okay, so when I gave you the example earlier, you want to make sure that even if you're using negative words, that it matches the content. Because if it doesn't match the content, what's going to happen is somebody's going to get on your page, it's not going to match what the headline was, and they'll probably never come back to you again because they don't feel like you're being truthful. Okay, the other one is odd numbers tend to work better than even numbers. So odd numbers are best. And by odd numbers, you're looking at like 5 reasons why, 7 reasons why, 23 reasons why. So by using odd numbers, you're increasing the possibility or probability that it'll attract their attention. A lot of times I like to think in even numbers and I think, oh, 10's a good number, or 8's a good number. Well, the problem with that is that symbolizes completion, and a lot of people just kind of skip through. I don't know why. It's some kind of psychotic thing that goes on in our brain that says, if there's 11 reasons why, this dojo's the best one, I'm just giving you an example, then people are more likely to click on it. Okay, so let's move on here. Another thing is 6-word headlines tend to be the best. So 6-word headlines. That's just some research that's been out there. That really helps. So, if you can try to get your headline, more than 3 words for sure, and definitely less than that 65 characters we spoke of, but 6 words in your headline tends to work really well. Okay, the 6th way to write a really good headline is to avoid multiple meaning words. Now, I'm going to give you an example, but let me type it up here. I can't type very well when I'm talking, I guess. All right, avoid multiple meaning words. And so let's see, an example of that, let me see if I can think of a good one. Let's see. Well, I mean, I'm sure you can think of words. I can't think of one off the top of my head. I probably should have researched that before this. But there are some words, especially in the English language, that may mean multiple things. And you write about it, and you're specifically talking about. Well, okay, I got one now. Traffic. The word traffic. That seems like a really good word if you're in the online business because you're trying to drive traffic to your business. However, to somebody else who's maybe in the transportation industry, traffic means something entirely different. So you want to make sure that you're using words that you can use it in the body of your text, but you don't want to use that in the headline. So I would probably not use the word traffic in my headline, specifically because it has multiple meanings, and it could in turn not drive the right people to my blog, and therefore they're not going to stay on it and they're not going to read it. Okay, and then the last one is include power words. We're going to go through what some of those are, but include power words and an interesting adjective. Okay, so power words are words that kind of shock you a bit. And I actually pulled up a website. Here, I'm going to pull it here, and it's you can do a search. If you can just go on to Google and type in power words, it's going to give you all sorts of lists. And this is one that I found, and if you want to write it down, it's just boostblogtraffic.com and then /power-words. And it's a whole page of different words that people would be drawn attention to, like frightening, apocalypse, beating, Holocaust, horrific. And so you get an idea: lawsuit, looming, strangle. So all of these words, they put a certain image in your mind, and you're like, oh my God, my goodness, what's going on? Notice a lot of these words are rather negative. Well, that's again, it goes back to that original thought process, and that people are attractive to negative news. For whatever reason, they want to see what it's all about. They don't want to miss out what's there. Here's some other ones. If you have some good news, and one of those negative words just won't work, on here it has some other ones like spectacular, breathtaking, stunning, surprising, triumph. So jaw-dropping. These are just some other power words that you might use. And then the other aspect of this, you want to make sure you include an adjective with that power word. An adjective is something that describes something else. So you might say, an amazing triumph occurred today, and then talk about whatever it is. So now you're using some power words in there, and you're describing the triumph because it's amazing. So these are just, I'm not giving you a perfect example, but you can start to think of some ways that you can incorporate these power words into your headline, and that right there is going to get you a lot more clicks and a lot more visibility, and a lot more traffic, obviously, to your business and to your blog. All right, so the next thing I wanted to talk about, we just covered the key to the perfect headline if you're just tuning in. The next thing I want to talk about is, how do you find topics that rock? And by topics that rock, I mean topics that are hot right now, topics that are going to draw people in, specifically because it's top of mind at this moment. So I'm going to show you a way to do that. There's actually a website out there called BuzzSumo. And what BuzzSumo is it basically trends and analyzes topics that perform really well. So you come to BuzzSumo, and it's a free site, and you can literally type in any topic. And it's going to, in fact, even on the front page, it shows some of the hot topics that have recently happened. You can click on 24 hours. I'm just going to give you an example here. Okay, so I just changed it to 24 hours, and I want to make sure it's in English. They do have a pro version that if you have the pro version, all these pop-up windows don't pop up. Oh, it's not going to let me do the language unless I have that. Anyhow, I'll leave it as it is. But so I can type in a topic. Let's see, let's type in marketing and click search. All right, so you can see when I typed in marketing, it's going to list several articles that are currently, getting a lot of buzz. That's why they call it BuzzSumo. So you can look over here, and the buzz that they're tracking is actually shares, likes, and things like that are on social media sites. And that's really how you can tell how interested people are in a topic, is based on how much they share it, they like it, they comment on it, etc. So you can go down here, and I believe I can sort this by total shares. Yeah, it does. It lets me do that. I can do by total Facebook shares, for example, or just total shares in general. So you can see down here, like this particular one, 4 ways to use SlideShare for lead generation. So SlideShare might be something to look into and find out what's the buzz about that, because this is in the past 24 hours and it's already had over 3,000 shares, which is incredible. You can see some of the other things. Roger Federer apologizes for Blue Bleed marketing stunt. So, I mean, these are just some different things that you can kind of go through. And if you see a topic that's really getting a lot of buzz right now, then you can actually write about that same topic and give it a similar headline, not identical. And you may be able to generate the same kind of buzz that particular topic generated. So, just keep that in mind. And this is a wonderful tool. I've been using this more and more for my own blog posts. And I've noticed a big difference when I use this tool to come up with different topics than when I don't. So I hope that you find that helpful. All right, the next thing that I wanted to share is one simple writing technique that literally guarantees more engagement on your website. All right, you ready for that? I'm going to flip back around to me here, and give me a second here. Hello again. So the big thing that guarantees people to want to read your blog and share and comment is the voice that you use when you write. And what do I mean by that? Well, in the newspaper industry, or in the media industry in general, we tend to write in a third person way. So it's like you're an outsider and you're just stating the facts. What, when, who, how, where. You're stating the facts. Okay, that is great if you're covering news stories. But when you're blogging, you need to do it in a first person. So you should be using a lot of I's and U's within your blog post. So share your story, share about yourself, share why you feel this would be a good, something good for them to read. And you'll find that people start to believe that you're talking directly to them. And because of that, they will actually read more of your blog post because they feel like they're peeking into your life and who you are. And it's something right now that so few people do, unless they are a regular blog poster. They tend to just be very descriptive and informational on their blogs, and those are not the ones that get read. The ones that get read and shared are the ones that are first person opinion. And I've been doing that more with my blog posts, and I have noticed a lot more engagement because I'm now, sharing a little bit more about myself and my opinion, and also sharing, what's in it for you. Why would you be interested in the topic that I've chosen and the subject matter I've chosen? And it's like I'm talking to a friend when I share my blog post today. And it really has completely changed the way I write, as well as the amount of engagement. So that is a huge tip. And I want to share too that a lot of these tips, actually most of them, I actually got from an incredible seminar that I attended in Vegas. And there is a blogger, one of the world-renowned bloggers. His name is Neil Patel. And he actually was there at this seminar, and he gave all this information to us, the attendees. And let me tell you, it just blew my mind, some of the things he gave me. And I'm just covering the very tip of the iceberg as to what he shared with all of us that were at that conference. And if you are into blogging or you'd like to get into it, I definitely encourage you, to think about joining me. Come on out, and we'd love to have you at the next event. The next event is going to be in Nashville, Tennessee, and that's coming up real soon here. It's in April. And if you'd like to get more information about that and meet me there, as well as get to know some of the things that I'm learning at these different seminars, then I encourage you to reach out to me. And you can do it a number of ways. You can reach me on Facebook, message me there. You can reply to any of my emails, or you can just click on the button below. You'll see right below here, there's a button and it says Join Team Tough, and you can click on that and you can join. There's, if you don't like what you see once you join, we have a guarantee so that you can always, get out of it within the first few days if you are interested. But I encourage you to reach out, because one of the things that I've noticed is that people in this world who tend to have the happiest lives are those that get out of their comfort zone and do something amazing with their life. And one of the best ways that I found to do that is by getting involved, going to conferences, meeting new people, blogging, because now you're reaching out and you're sharing who you are. Everyone has a special story. Everyone has talents and gifts that you have that people would love to hear about. And if you're not sharing them, then you're holding back your talents. And I truly believe that if you want to live the fullest life, you have to share your talents, because that really is what life is all about. Share your talents, give your time, and you'll find that you attract more people to you, and life is that much more beautiful. All right, so the last thing that I wanted to cover today, I have notes here, so that's why I keep looking around, is a quick method to syndicate your blog. So it's one thing to write a blog with a great headline and you're speaking in the first person and all this. It's another thing entirely to syndicate. So syndication basically means you're getting your blog out to people so that they can find you, because they may not just find you or stumble upon you just on the web. You need to market yourself. You need to get eyeballs on your blog. So how do you do that? Well, the easiest way I found to do it is through social media. And specifically, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, there's a number of other ones, LinkedIn, and sites like that. I'm getting a lot more traffic because I'm constantly syndicating my blog post in those places. So the tool that I use that has really helped me is the Buffer app. And I'm going to show that to you here right now. Let me flip my screen back around. Give me a second there. There we go. All right, so one of the tools that I have is this thing called the Buffer app, and I'm going to just go there. It's bufferapp.com. So bufferapp.com, and it may take just a second to load here. But the benefit of the Buffer app is that you can connect all of your social media sites in one location. It's very similar to Hootsuite. Some people may be more familiar with that one. That one's been around, I think, a little bit longer than Buffer. But I found that Buffer is so much more simple to use. Hootsuite, for me, it was just a bear. There were so many things you could do. It was a little overwhelming. So I made the switch over to Buffer because of its simplicity. And so you'll see here, I'm actually logged into my account. I haven't even upgraded to their paid account yet. I probably will do that here soon though, because there's a lot more social media sites I want to connect. But you'll see, like, I've connected my Twitter account, my Facebook, Google+, LinkedIn, and then this app.net account. So all of those accounts are connected to my Buffer. So all I have to do is I can actually just come in here and I can write I can write or contribute to my Buffer. And you can do, on the free account, you can do up to 3 different posts, and you can have it buffer out automatically. And by buffer out, that means that it'll send whatever it is that you posted throughout the day when the highest traffic is on that Facebook site. So that really, really makes it easy to use the account. Now, the other thing about Buffer that I like is it has a tool. It has a little widget that you can add. And the widget that I have, I don't know if you can see it in my upper right corner. If you can't, it looks like this. It looks like 3 pieces of paper stacked on top of each other. And what happens is when you click on that on any page on your website, it's automatically going to buffer it. So I'll just give you an example here. I'm going to go to my own website because I haven't buffered my post yet from yesterday, and I really need to. So my blog is toughmamablog.com. All right, so my blog's coming up here, and in the blog post, the one I did yesterday was how to end a fight, and it's very related to the martial arts. So what you do is you actually click on your blog post directly. That page I was on was just kind of my home screen, and when you click on the blog post directly, it gives you the direct URL to that specific post. That's what you want to buffer. You don't want to buffer the home page of your website. You want to send traffic specifically to that blog post. And I do this, typically I do this every day. Yesterday I was traveling, that's why I didn't get this one buffered out. But I want to make sure that I get these things buffered out, because otherwise I'm not driving traffic to my blog post. So here's my blog post. It's how to end a fight. If you guys want to read it, it's got a little story in here that I share with my martial arts students. It has to do with the subway. That's why there's the subway pictures. So all I do is I go to this page, And then I click on the little paper icon for buffer, and it's going to pull up a pop-up window. And this is that buffer widget. And you see it automatically pulls up my headline. So a lot of times what I'll do, and I don't like the little arrows that are there, what I'll do is I'll go back here. Let's see. And I'm going to take like the first sentence or two. Okay, and now I'm going to go back to my buffer. And then I will put right here the first sentence or two. In fact, I think I'll just leave it the first question because I think that's more powerful for this particular post. All right, and then there's the link that'll take that person right to my blog. So I'm going to copy this over to the other one. This is for like Twitter, the top one is. This one down here is for like sites like Facebook and LinkedIn that allow you to have images. So I'm going to copy that, put that there. All right, so now this is ready to go. So I don't know if you can see, I'm going to scroll down here. I have a couple options with buffer. I can add it to my queue, which basically, you know, will buffer it out whenever the highest traffic is on the social media site. Or if I want to share it right now, I can click share now and it'll go immediately to all of those sites. Or I can share next. If I click share next, what that does is if I had any other feeds in my buffer, it would share it after that one has gone. Usually I just add it to my queue and let it go whenever it's going to go. So up here, the other thing I wanted to show you with that is you don't have to have it go to all of the social media sites. Right now, I do have this one set up to go to all of them. But let's say I did not want it to go to Twitter. I would just click on Twitter and it'll gray it out. And now it'll go only to these other social media sites. So technically what I could do is I could fill up my buffer with different different posts for each social media site. And as you know, Twitter has, shorter characters, shorter number of characters that you can post. So it makes it a little nicer if you do segregate it based on how many characters that you can put in there. This one, I think I've got short enough. It's not giving me any warning. It says 20 here. It'll be red if I'm over the limitation for characters, like for Twitter. So I'm just going to click add to queue. It's adding to my buffer. And boom. So now my buffer is all filled up, and this blog post will go out to all of my social media sites, either throughout the day. Some of them, it may go tomorrow morning, depending on when the highest traffic is there. So great tool. It saves me a ton of time every time that I do this, because I don't have to go in and log into every single social media site and then post something. I can just do it in one click. So I hope that you found this really helpful. I know that these things are just daily practices that I use in my own business. I'm going to flip us back around here. So these are all things that I use in my own business that have really helped to get my blogs out there. They've helped me to write more, write better blogs, as well as giving me ideas on topics. Like the BuzzSumo is a great one, like I said earlier, to get you topic ideas. One of the things that I really enjoy, though, is in the platform that I use for my business to blog, it gives me topic ideas. And so a lot of times I'll just click on that and it gives me a ton of different ideas. And if I can't find a good one there, then I'll go BuzzSumo and find some other topics that might make sense. But I've really been pleased with the platform that we have as my team. And if this sounds like something that you'd like to add to your business, or you are thinking about blogging for a living, I encourage you to reach out to me, get connected, and I'll be happy to show you and get you on the right path so that you can start making money online and just enjoying life like I do every day. So I promised you at the end I would give you a little bit of a tour of the dojo, because I'm in my dojo today, and usually I'm not at least not on Monday, but I'm here. We had some stuff going on, and I wanted to just kind of show you. So I'm going to stand up my computer. I'll just kind of spin it around, and you can kind of get a look at my dojo. It's the mats. I've got lots of windows and light. So, and there's all our awards. And the back of the dojo. So that gives you a little bit of a view of what we have here at our dojo. And we got some workers coming in today, but I'm just about done. And I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate you being on the call today, and I hope to see you next week for the Down and Dirty at 1:30. Take care.